Costa.
Welcome to this week's Whole Wheat Costa. Today we have the best beer.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, free.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Don't spill it.
No.
Free beer. Kev brought over some more Memorial Day Miller Lite. We didn't go to the beer store, but it won't
Never
be.
again. There's probably at least like another month's worth of podcast worth of Miller Lite there.
Well, next week we'll probably be going to the store.
We could.
Yeah, because this week is my last week of my first class for my MBA.
It's awesome.
So next week we should probably I don't know.
Yeah, should probably celebrate.
Do it up, yeah. And we'll see how I do on it.
I think the last thing we celebrated was like our divorces.
Yeah. That was at Jay's elbow room.
Yeah. So, since then, that was really the highlight.
Good old warm podcast beer.
Yeah. I mean, it's not hot. It's like it's at least chilled to room temperature. So, and it's a little warmer than room temperature. So by comparison, it feels pretty cold.
Yeah, it's like a brisk 68.
Yeah, but it's like a toasty 75 in here, so it's fine.
Well, we're not made of money in
Yeah.
the studio.
It's true.
Yeah.
We're spending our money on gold-plated adapters.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
so we should have a much more high-tech podcast next week.
The sound quality will just be through the roof.
I mean, not for you guys, but for like what we can hear, it'll be better.
Yeah.
So they won't have it. You won't notice any difference.
But no, what we hear
Yeah.
is what they hear.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah. Other than like our headphones not working, but
Yeah.
like what you're hearing now is what they hear.
Yeah, but that the adapter just telling us what we hear, right? Like it's not affecting what they hear.
No, yeah. Yeah, for the headphones.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so you guys won't notice, but it'll be.
Yeah, but it's like mixed.
It'll be marginally better for us.
But this mixes I'm a lot higher than you on the mixer.
Why?
So,
I want to be higher on the mixer.
you are no, you're lower because you're a loud talker.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I went to not one, but two concerts this weekend.
What is zero?
Yeah. The one concert I went to is the 11th time I've seen Dr. Dog. So that was at Festival.
He's just a chiropractor though.
Yeah, Festival Pier, and that was I thought it was at Penn's Landing where they normally have the concerts.
He's a Dio.
So we parked south of the bridge, and Festival Pier is north of the bridge. So it was a good 3/4 of a mile walk.
Yeah.
But that was fine. But the pot cloud was probably the thickest pot cloud I've ever been in.
Huh.
It was ridiculous. But there's no wind. There's no
Yeah.
wind. Then towards the end of the show, the wind came in and cooled everyone off and blew the big it was a noticeable pot cloud. That's how thick it was.
It's probably like a perfect scenario then. I mean, it was really just cheaper for everyone because
Yeah.
one guy was just get everyone high. It's fine.
Yeah, and then I was clapping, and I'm a pretty loud clapper. And he's like, oh, it's right in my ear, and he did the across the throat thing.
Yeah.
And then I was real upset for about a song, and Rachel just goes, just keep clapping. So I just keep clapping, and then I look over and they're gone. They're gone.
That happens. You know, I was at yesterday. Somebody, it was just one time they clapped, and the sound just traveled directly into my ear, and it was so loud.
Yeah,
I didn't say anything about it because I'm not a douchebag like that guy. But
yeah, I mean, it's not like we were at a symphony.
yeah.
Oh my God, I just pronounced that word right for the first time ever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's the title of the podcast.
Yeah.
It's not like we're a symphony.
Yeah.
We're just a podcast.
Symphony. Oh wow. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're at an outdoor concert, and my claps are loud, but shut up, it's ridiculous. And then the second one, we got free tickets to see ZZ Top and John Fogerty.
Really?
So for just lawn tickets,
Yeah.
and then we're walking in, the guy goes, "How many you have?" And I didn't think the concert would sell out at all. The guy goes, "How many you have?" And we're like, 5. And he goes, "Okay." So we got section 101, row F tickets. So
Really?
we were right in the center of the stage.
Nice.
We had 5 rows off the front. So that was pretty cool. And that one,
What are some ZZ Top songs?
Legs. I'm not gonna sing them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like those are both of those are guys I know. I would know a few of their songs, but I would never know it was them.
Yeah, I could play them off air for you. You know what they are. They're
Yeah.
they're the only band that sounds like that.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. But before the Dr. Dog concert, I went to IKEA. We got like 2 little end tables,
Best
and I
place.
wanted to get a desk too.
So you got 2 end tables. So you probably spent $15 total.
70.
70?
They were like,
You get like the highest end IKEA. Like you waste your money.
no, it's what she
Ripped
wanted.
off.
Yeah, it's what she wanted. So the end
Yeah.
tables I think were $40 a piece.
Yeah.
But the desk I wanted, I got like
You can get a whole bed at IKEA for $40.
I got the build your own desk thing.
Yeah.
Where you get the desk and your legs and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I got the biggest one they had because like I want a bigger desk.
Mm.
Then we went to go get a cart. Rachel's waiting down the aisle for the desk.
Yeah.
Like where it was, so I could just meet her, go get the cart. But I went to a clearance section. I found the exact desktop I wanted, and instead of silver, I had white legs. So the whole thing, because it was on clearance, no scratches,
$30.
$30.
Yep.
It was the best ever.
Yeah.
So I got a giant desk for $30.
Yeah, that's Kelly's like vanity makeup thing in our room. That's what she did. She
Yeah,
got
I know.
One top and the shelf and stuff to put across.
Yeah, mine is the desk. It's the biggest one they have. It's the size of like a dining room table, pretty much. And then she
It's
goes,
all about the size of the desk.
Yeah, she goes, do you think it'll fit in the car? And I go, yep. It barely fit. I had to run across the parking lot to the home Lowe's.
Yeah.
Buy a $1 screwdriver, take 2 of the legs off so it would fit into the car.
As long as it fit.
Yeah, it did. It was great. And then we bought a bunch of other stuff. Like I ended up spending like $140 at IKEA.
Yeah.
We buying knickknacks and shit. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, there's so many little things to buy. Like I don't know. Like that's what when I was going. Well, I guess I still go there fairly regularly, but I mostly just eat now. Like when I used to walk through, I would just there's always so many little things to buy.
The
Did you eat
cake,
there?
yeah. She's like, I'll buy you dinner
Yeah.
for lifting all the stuff and putting it together. So I have to put it together next week.
$6 later.
Yes, it was $18.
Yeah.
We got 2 entrees, a chocolate milk, a coffee, and a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Most reasonable prices ever.
The side. I feel like the side things are where they get you at IKEA.
Yeah, like the cake.
Yeah.
But the coffee was $1.
Yeah.
And I was texting you and Kelly about this. I got a cup of coffee and 2 espressos.
Yeah.
$1.
Now if you had even gone to like McDonald's, like a fast food place that has much shittier food, it would have been like mid 20s.
No,
For
$6.
the 2 of you.
Oh, for I thought you meant for the coffee.
No.
At McDonald's, the coffee would have probably cost like they don't have espresso.
I think it might be the same for the coffee, but they're made.
no,
drinks
but
are
you have
more
to
expensive.
buy individual.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have to get
Yeah.
a coffee and then 2 made drinks.
Yeah.
With this one, they
Yeah,
had
I'd
like,
have been like $10.
yeah, like Starbucks. I think it would have been 443. What's that? $11.
Yeah.
It was $1. And if I lived in that area,
Yeah.
which I don't want to, but if I lived in that area,
Yeah.
I would go there all the time instead of a coffee shop and use their coffee for $1 and their Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
And
they have a big seating area usually and stuff.
Yeah.
It's nice. Like the one on Delaware Ave, like overlooks like the parking lot in Delaware Ave, like you're high up, like it's cool looking in there. I don't know. Yeah, I mean that's the only thing about dancing school being over for a couple months is no more IKEA dinners pre-podcast. I had to make dinner at home like a sucker now.
Yeah, I know that's ridiculous. But the good thing for me is it's an earlier podcast.
It's true.
You know, this is the earliest podcast we've had. Last week is probably the latest one.
Yeah.
Don't forget to check out our previous podcast. It's for the whole We Costa fans, where it's all about me.
Yeah, it's really I just posted on Facebook. It's really one of those sort of intimate episodes that like if we had like, you know, 1 or 2 like logs more of like viewers, it would have like I think it would have been like a big hit.
Yeah.
Probably 2 or 3 more logs, right? Like 10 to 100 times more. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. We need at least like 1,000 listeners.
Yeah. If we had like that or more, I think people would have like really liked that episode because it was like real intimate. My interview skills. I don't know. We're actually listening to it over dinner today, and then I told Kelly some of the stuff I asked you, and she's like, "Oh, what are you saying?" I was like, I don't remember. I was like honestly, you have to listen to the podcast.
You're so proud of your questions. You don't remember any of the answers. Like like as you're asking these like in-depth questions.
Yeah.
You're like patting yourself on the back so you can't hear my response.
That's why you write things down or you record them so you don't have to remember.
Yeah. So did they like it?
Yeah, I mean, as far as the 10 minutes we listened to it was good. You know,
Yeah.
so, but speaking of McDonald's, so essentially all the diet and exercise stuff is bullshit because all that matters is your genetics. Because so Kelly's dad's like a huge guy, and like he wasn't always really big, but he's been big for like a while. Um, and and like his like I don't know if this came up recently, but like his blood work's like always fine. Like his cholesterol, blood sugar, all stuff's always fine. He really is like almost no health problems besides like just weight related, like his knees hurt and it's hard for him to walk around and shit. But other than that, like pretty healthy. Kelly, who eats McDonald's like 3 times a week, just got like saw her primary doctor last week and got blood work done, and cholesterol's like perfect. And it's like oh, I guess all that McDonald's is like really helping your cholesterol levels apparently. But that's all that matters is genetics. Like honestly, like my professional advice is like do whatever the fuck you want because all that matters is how your parents are, and then like you have no control over it.
Well, then again, like people use old knowledge, like I've always heard like old knowledge. Like I was looking at a not a Prius, I think a Prius hybrid.
Yeah,
and then I heard they're untested, the batteries aren't safe, and it's like, well, you're thinking about knowledge from 2001,
mm-hmm.
or like, oh, don't get a Ford, they have bad repair problems.
Yeah.
Well, you like that's old jokes,
Yeah.
You're and the McDonald's today still not the healthiest.
Yeah,
is not the McDonald's it was 8 years
True.
ago.
That's a good point.
It's like they changed their oil, they changed their burgers, they changed
Yeah.
a lot about it. So it's
Yeah.
like if you eat McDonald's fries 10 years ago, they're cooking in trans fats,
Yeah.
or they're cooking in a much
They're
healthier oil.
cis fats now.
Yeah.
That's a big joke.
That's a terrible joke. Like I get it.
But I was gonna say, the hybrid car. I think that always bothers me too is the fact that most of the emissions for a car are from when they're built. So like, getting rid of your relatively new car to buy a hybrid car is actually terrible for the environment. Just FYI for all our many Prius listeners, you guys are still assholes.
Yeah, and the battery is hard to recycle too.
Yeah, well, so are K cups.
Yeah.
I'm still using them.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to.
Oh,
another thing I bought at IKEA, French press, because
Okay.
My brother broke my old French press, and if you like coffee, French press is the best way to go.
Supposedly, the lack of filter in the French press raises like doesn't get rid of some of the chemicals in coffee that cause like colon cancer. But then also supposedly coffee prevents colon cancer.
Yeah.
So who the hell knows?
Well, it's like you ever have a cup of coffee and you see the oils on top?
Yeah.
Well, those oils are all the flavors.
Yeah.
So the French press like retains most of those oils.
Yeah.
Like they're not filtered out in the filter.
They give you the butt cancer.
Yeah, they give you the butt cancer, but you're enjoying life a little better.
Yeah.
Like I like trying, just like beer. Like I like trying different coffees. I mean, it's all bullshit in the end anyway.
Yeah.
But if it's something small that makes you happy, you should just do it.
We're here for a good time, not for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. So like the French press, once you go French press, you never go back.
Yeah. That's what they say.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't rhyme or sound good, but
Yeah.
it's great.
What's in like hazelnut coffee and shit? What do they use for those flavors? I always wondered.
Probably chemicals.
Yeah, probably. It's probably nothing good.
Yeah, I want like just a regular roasted coffee from different areas.
Yeah.
I'll try that.
Yeah.
But I don't really get into the flavored coffees.
Yeah, I'm curious. We'll have to look it up for next week's Holy Cause. Or if you know, leave it in the comments below.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, so I had like a pretty busy weekend. The stuff happened Friday, I don't really remember. Saturday we saw Jurassic World in the morning or in the early afternoon.
Is Chris Pratt still a goofball?
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. A bunch of people asked me like how they liked it.
His facial hair is so stupid.
Yeah, I mean, basically my answer was, and I felt kind of weird because somebody asked me on Instagram, and then like I answered, and then somebody asked me on Facebook, and I was like, well, I guess it's weird. I guess I should say the same answer, even though people aren't going to see it. That I'm friends with them both, but and then someone texted me about it, so I like texted them back the same answer. I don't know.
It was me.
I actually so I went out with some work people last week, to like work related things, but we had like these 2 dinners last week. So I ended up talking a bunch to like a couple of people that were like I feel like we're gonna like try to be friends with.
Punch up that bridal party numbers.
Yeah. Like the one girl, like I was just talking, I was like, I basically asked her like if she thought like me and her husband would get along, and it turns out we like hate the same guy that like we mutually know. So I was like, okay, maybe that's fine.
Rachel will wear a suit if need be.
Yeah. Well, she's so she's gonna sing at the church. She apparently does that a lot, and well, I'll put you in touch with her. So it's actually my boss at work, and she's pushing real hard to throw the bachelor party. So I don't know. So
well, it's me and you.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's pretty. Yeah, she's like when we're at this dinner on Thursday, like we were at the bar beforehand, and she was like asking me like, oh well, like who would you want to invite? And I was like, I only have the one friend, so like, if you know of anyone that you could invite, like,
and Garmin.
Yeah, I was like, that's fine with me. And then she like asked me all these questions. I'm like, I honestly don't. I don't want to be involved. I don't want to know anything. Like, just like if you want to take the reins on this, you do it.
Yeah. Well, no, it's up to me.
Yeah.
You know why it's better if I do it?
What's that?
Because even though gross, you make substantially more than I do.
Yeah.
Net, our budget's about the same.
Yeah, basically.
So it's So I think like with that in mind, like me, you, Carmen.
Yeah.
You know, going out, like I have to pick things that you'll like, and then we got to leave your phone at home because you'll like text Kelly the whole time.
Yeah. Well, I like the idea of, because like I don't know. Kelly had said this before, and I like it, of like the idea of like having like, you know, like we go out and like they go out on the same night, and then like you meet up at the end somewhere. Like I kind of like that idea.
Yeah, that's something we could talk about, but you know, I don't want some stranger planning your bachelor party.
Yeah. So, well, that's like basically what I said. I was like, I basically like, oh, we'll have to all hang out at some point, you know, to see if this works out.
I'm literally your number one friend.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just by definition. But yeah. So,
are we bringing Kelly's dad?
I mean, I feel like he could outdrink us all. I don't know.
He'd outdrink us, and he'd have like the best time. Like, I brought all the drugs.
Yeah. Just the pot. It's fine.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, so my opinion of Jurassic World was that if you take away the plot and Chris Pratt as an ecological action hero, great movie. It was like, I don't know. It was like.
The dinosaur fights are pretty much what everybody goes for.
It was more, yeah. It was closer to Sharknado than the first Jurassic Park. I mean, the first Jurassic Park was like a really like awesome, like, you know, awe-inspiring, like, you know, new thing that was like took the problems of, you know, sort of like, you know, scientific, like really like the Enlightenment problems, like, you know, the dangers of scientific advancement and stuff, you know, that we still struggle with now, like seriously. And it, like, I think did a lot of respect to those issues. And
are you talking about
the first Jurassic movie? Park? Like
in
20 years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever read the book?
No, I didn't read the book.
Awesome. I didn't read it. Hold on. I didn't read it.
Reader.
I didn't read it. Listen to audiobook, which is just as good as reading.
Yeah, I agree.
Way better than the movie.
But yeah, great, serious, like, work of art. And then I couldn't remember why I didn't like the first Jurassic World. And then I saw this one, and basically all the shit that was stupid about the first Jurassic World, they doubled down on in this movie.
Oh, really?
So,
like, D'Onofrio's character, the big fat guy.
Yeah.
We're going to use these raptors. We're going to use them as weapons in war. And you're like, what? Why? It's 4 fucking raptors. What are you going to do? Send them to a desert and, like, try to hunt down ISIS? Like, they'll die instantly.
Yeah, I mean, that was the problem. Like, I don't understand. Like, you had this framework to work off from the first movie. You could reboot it, but you could have dealt with the same, from the first Jurassic Park. You could have dealt with the same issues, like the same, like, oh yeah, now this is like even more modern day, like hubris. And I don't remember the first movie exactly, but I had I definitely had more thoughts about this when I watched the first movie. But essentially, you could like expand on the same points. Like you could still be about the same stuff the first Jurassic Park was about.
The first movie, worker gets killed, so the lawyer comes to say, and then because the Jurassic Park, they need insurance for it to open.
Yeah.
So a lawyer and insurance and like experts from the field come and they try to prove it, and then like raptors get out.
Yeah. No, I remember about the first Jurassic Park. The first Jurassic World I'm talking about, I don't remember as much about.
Oh, the first Jurassic World.
Yeah.
They bring the kids and they genetically create a dinosaur to bring up because people are stopping going because everyone's like, well, we saw fucking dinosaurs. And then there was like a part where like the BD Wong guy, the Chinese guy from the first Jurassic Park, he's like in charge and he's selling off like the secrets to other people. And then they have another subplot where Vincent D'Onofrio wants to like change these dinosaurs into like war dinosaurs and like all these stupid side plots. And all that happens is like the Indominus Rex gets out, chases everyone to the beginning of the park. Jimmy Buffett's carrying stuff, and then like they're like, and then the T-Rex from the first movie comes out and like steps on the Indominus Rex's head, roars, and then the movie. Chris Pratt gets the girl. Is the girl in it? Yeah, she is in it.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So again, the first Jurassic World could have built on the first Jurassic Park. They could have gone back to that. They could have been like, oh, here's even the Indominus Rex is like this, ultimate sign of like human hubris and like how, we didn't learn anything from the first time. And like could have been a really awesome, powerful movie, just like the first one was, just like the first Jurassic Park was. And instead they were like, we're going to use raptors as weapons. Like that's the stupidest fucking plot I've ever heard for any movie ever. Like that's literally like a Sharknado plot. I mean, like you said, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, you see when you just fucking shoot it and then it's dead.
Yeah, it's the same like you're saying it's like you're very good professionally in a medical office. Like what you're doing. I like shipping and shit, like I know what I'm doing. And then they recruit us to like go take out ISIS. Like but we're not acclimated to that climate.
I'm not a raptor at all.
Yeah. We don't know how to use guns. We don't know any spy stuff. We don't know any of that shit. You know? And now you're gonna use a raptor to run around a town killing hostiles only? No, they're just gonna kill anything in their way.
But it was just one of these like how did this movie even get made? Like and obviously, and I mean, they're just cashing in on the Jurassic Park stuff and like people like Chris Pratt, and they're just cashing on it. But why? Like, if you're gonna spend all this money and make a fucking movie, why didn't you just make it make sense?
Make it good, right?
It blows my mind to picture like people sitting around in a room and they're planning and they're like, the raptors are going to be weapons. And like someone interested and be like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then like was never brought up again. Like, how did that not happen?
Yeah. Well, the actual plot of them making the Indominus Rex and that getting loose.
Yeah.
That would have been good
that would have been
enough.
Yeah.
That's good enough. You don't need, there's like 4 or 5 different subplots in that entire movie. And like all these minor characters, like her nephews go up to the north of the park. The Indominus Rex chases them down, and Chris Pratt and her intercept and get them to safety. And then the old dinosaur kills the new dinosaur, roars. That's it. Now we have subplots.
Yeah, I mean, just like Star Wars Episode 7 is a cut and paste hero's journey story that's an exact replica of Star Wars Episode 4. I mean, I think people would have been fine with Jurassic World being a, T-Rex's journey, cut and paste of the first Jurassic Park, but like update on themes. I think people would have been totally fine with that.
Yeah, you're like people our age or like even older would go with their children, like older children.
Yeah.
Like, no, you guys got to watch Jurassic Park. It's a better version of this movie.
Yeah.
But then you have like the stardom of like Chris Pratt, and like you get all the cool stuff. Like they're like, no, that sucks. It'll be their generation's Jurassic Park.
Yeah, but instead we have fucking raptors as weapons. So anyway, so do you care if I spoil the plot of Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom?
I'm gonna see it on Amazon.
Okay, so essentially, they took the subplot of raptors as weapons and made a whole fucking movie about it. That was the entire point of this movie. So there were
I guess I figure the first half of the movie they get the dinosaurs off the island because it's exploding. Then the second half of the movie is the dinosaurs escape in a town.
Nah, so what it is, and because it's such a stupid reveal, I mean, even if you're listening and you haven't watched the movie, just keep listening because it's not going to matter to you.
Hold on, spoiler warning.
I mean, if you can spoil like 3-week-old milk, like we're about to do that. So essentially the plot was it's like John Hammond's partner, is like the main guy now because John Hammond's dead. So he's like sort of responsible for the dinosaurs now. So there's going to be a volcano on the island, and he wants to recruit people.
Wait, are they building a volcano or a volcanic eruption?
There was a dormant volcano.
Oh, okay. And the way you said it sounded like they're going to create a volcano.
No. There was already a dormant volcano. Now it's become active. So it's going to explode and kill all the dinosaurs. And there's a debate, which again, we had a great plot for a movie in the first 20 minutes of the movie. There's a debate about whether these created dinosaurs have the same equal protection as endangered species that were born naturally. Right. That's such a great topic for a movie. I mean, because and again, I think we talked before. You can even go into like the is artificial life thing. You can talk about what is life. Like, there's so many deep issues you can explore.
Like it just goes off the rails into like an argument.
Like, they just ignore it. They just like forget about it, and then it's just like, oh, we gotta say that. Just like, oh, and then we're gonna make them weapons. Like,
what? They're still stuck on the weapon thing.
That was the whole plot of the movie. So the whole plot of the movie was that, I'll tell you, they really doubled down on all the stupid stuff of the first movie. So the plot of the movie is the guy that is basically the trustee for the real old guy that was John Hammond's partner, who's like dying his money. Looks like this good guy who's taking care of his money and trying to save the dinosaurs, and he recruits Chris Pratt to try to get like Blue, like the intelligent raptor, to help capture him. And then they get on the island and they find out the guys that are working with it are capturing the dinosaurs really aren't trying to save them. They're like just getting them in cages and abusing them. And then they bring them back, and you find out that the good guy that was helping to save the dinosaurs was the bad guy all along. And the entire reason was him and that Edward Wu guy are going to try to breed a bunch of super raptors. I think they call them Indoraptors.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's whole week.
So they're going to breed a whole batch of Indoraptors that are like raptor super soldiers, but they needed to get Blue off the island because Blue had a connection with humans and was more subservient. So they needed Blue to be a mother figure for all of the Indoraptors so that they would also be subservient to human beings and follow commands somehow. That's the whole driving plot of the movie.
So these guys can create super raptors, which is impossible from the start. Like, the whole dinosaur thing is impossible from the start.
They're Indoraptors, and it's Edward Wu.
No, from like the original Jurassic Park, there's no viable material to clone dinosaurs. First off,
the half-life of DNA is like 50,000 years or something.
That is a fact already. So they can clone these dinosaurs, create dinosaurs.
But they fill the hole with frog DNA.
Yeah, that's fine and all. Which frogs, whatever. I'm not even going to get into that either. So they do that.
Yeah.
But they can't sequence the genome to find which one is for like subservient.
I mean, they're Indoraptors. So
yeah, but they can't find that. They can't find that gene and like crank that up to 11. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So basically, I mean, Edward Wu is like godlike, but he's not actually a god. And I'm not sure if Edward Wu is really the name of the character or this doctor at the wood clinic that I work with. Just say
BD Wong.
Yeah. But the guy's last name is definitely Wu. But anyway, so they essentially like they had a great second time in a row had a great plot. They throw it out the window. They make raptors dinosaurs, and then. But this movie is filled with just gratuitous dinosaur violence. Like
dinosaur on dinosaur or
both.
oh, okay.
So part of what made the original Jurassic Park so good, that again is totally forgotten now, is that it was almost like a good horror movie, right? There was all the tension and build
Right.
up, and then you saw the T-Rex.
Yeah, you see like Sam Jackson's arm hit L.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, it's you. Oh, then the arm,
exactly. There's all
yeah.
tension and build up, and then there's raptors. This is just slasher film with dinosaurs. It's just dinosaurs eating other dinosaurs, dinosaurs eating people, dinosaurs eating people eating dinosaurs, like dinosaurs eating people. Like it was like every possible combination of like things fighting each other. It was like dinosaur combat porn is what it was.
Right.
Like I don't know, and it was just like nonstop the whole movie. Like there was no, even at one point they're trying to solve how to get out of a thing, like out of a cage, and like it was like have a dinosaur bash his head through it. Like that was like the least violent thing that happened in the whole movie.
So it's like close to being rated R.
I mean, it probably should. It probably should be for just the amount of violence. But I mean, it like in the end, like all the bad guys get their comeuppance. There's a great scene where, stupid scene, but then if you're in a gratuitous violence, it's good.
all three guys. Let me guess. All three guys are like all three bad guys are like high fiving in a room, and then like the old T-Rex comes in and eats them.
So the
tell me I'm close.
You're probably kind of.
Yeah.
So the culmination of it is, that this guy, has all the dinosaurs taken off the island and transported in cages to the old guy's mansion. He then kills the old guy, and then
was he British?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely British.
And then he has all these super rich people come to this secret auction to auction off the dinosaurs. So then it's just this like all these auction scenes, and then in the end, Chris Pratt frees all the dinosaurs, and they go crazy and eat all the rich people. so it's like a real like, I don't know, there's like a lot of like social levels that going on here. And then the bad hunter guy from the island, like you see him multiple times. He has this obsession. He wants to make a necklace out of the teeth of all the different dinosaurs. So he goes in the hall after all the people are gone, and the Indoraptor's there. So he's like, oh, I need an Indoraptor tooth because like I need to collect all the dinosaur teeth because they're like fucking Pokemon. So he shoots the Indoraptor with a stun dart, and the Indoraptor lays down like it's asleep. But remember, he's a super intelligent raptor. So then you see his eye open because you're just playing dead because he's that smart of a raptor.
Right.
And then when the guy gets in the cage to take his tooth out, he eats him. So that's the sort of stuff that happens in Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Right.
So
I mean, like I'll see it, but I don't want to pay. Like I'll pay matinee prices.
That's what we did. So we went at 1 p.m.
Yeah.
Including my mom. So 5 tickets.
I really did want to go, but I had the schoolwork. Like I had to finish my schoolwork before the concert.
Yeah, it was like $40. It was great. So, but Sam liked it. He only got scared at like 2 parts. And then I don't know. I just always still think it's funny how well he knows the dinosaurs. It was like we like none of us could think of the name. We were eating lunch afterwards. Then we're like, and then I don't know. Somebody brought up like trying to think what the one dinosaur was, and so I was like, Sam, what's the dinosaur that like bashed out of that cage? He's like, oh, it's Pachycephalosaurus. And I was like, that's right. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. He's like, they got it all wrong. Did you see the shoot size on his scales? It's ridiculous,
But yeah. So Sam this weekend also. So after having a couple accidents, pooped on the potty multiple times this weekend. He's real excited.
Pooping on the potty.
And then he ate some sausage Sunday morning. When they told us he's a man now, he's going to grow a mustache.
He should grow a mustache.
He should. So, but yeah, we had to bribe him. So at least he's bribable now because he never eats anything. But at least you can bribe him now for stuff, which he wouldn't even do that before. So since we watching Thor the last couple weekends, we told him we'd buy him a Thor action figure if he ate some sausage. So he ate some sausage.
Yeah, he devoured it. Yeah. He's eating frozen, uncooked sausage. Like, yeah.
But But then we ended up getting him Captain America shield instead. I talked him into that because we got an Iron Man shooter from the last time we went to Toys R Us on Friday. It's real depressing. You should go in there just to see what it looks like now. It's real crazy.
Yeah, no, I don't need that.
So then Allie was shooting him with the Iron Man like shooter. So then he was like using a lid as like a Captain America shield. It's like, well, we should probably just give him the real Captain America shield. But now, yeah, we went to Toys R Us Friday. We went to Babies R Us Saturday. It's real depressing. I mean, first of all, like our childhoods are part of it's gone.
Oh, you grew up rich. I didn't have that childhood.
I mean, I'm sure you went to Toys R Us at some point.
Nope, I never got one toy from Toys R Us. The only time I ever went to Toys R Us was I got a gift card from someone for $35, and what I wanted was $43, and my mom said, nope. She's like, find something for $35. She's like, I'll give you like up to $2.
Huh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's like weird because we went and they first announced they were closed and everything was like 40% off. It was maybe like 6 weeks or a couple months ago even. And like the store was still pretty normal, but it was like a little depressing going in because it's like, oh, this is going to go away.
The lights are flickering.
That's kind of what it's like now. But it is really depressing because I mean, there's no equivalent store. Like so if you've never been in Toys R Us, so there's like, I mean, there's just a lot of stuff.
I mean, I've been in Toys R Us for my brother's kids.
Okay.
But there's so much stuff. And then you go to Walmart, they don't have as good. They have like, what I noticed is like Toys R Us will have Lego sets, and then like Walmart will have Lego, like not sets, but they'll have like packs of Legos.
Yeah, or there'll be one or two sets at Walmart, and then at Toys R Us there's the whole aisle. Or like you'll go to like Target or Walmart, and there's like one or two like like Jeeps or whatever like that they can kids can ride. And then you go to Toys R Us, and there's like a whole fucking aisle of like Barbie cars and Jeeps and like Star Wars land speeders and shit.
Yeah.
And then not only more selection, but there's some stuff that just isn't other places. Like so I kept trying to get Sam to get them, but he like wasn't that into them. And there's always other stuff he wanted more. But they have like a whole aisle of these awesome army guys. They're just like this giant like plane that's like 3 feet across, or like a giant submarine and shit. It's like, I mean, they're really not that expensive for how big they are. I think the giant like plane that's as big as Sam's like $40.
Right, and you'll never those companies are probably going to get hurt because you don't have that window shopping on Amazon.
Yeah, I've never seen these anywhere else. Like, I would never look for these items. Like, but if I see it in the store, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I kind of want to get it.
See, only fathers can understand that. Like fathers say stuff like, oh, that looks cool. Like I want that, so you buy it for your kids. Yeah.
Well, I was looking now that things are like up to 80% off. I was looking for like better like Nerf guns and stuff. But I didn't really see any I liked. But we got the Iron Man shooter, so it's cool. It's like there's 2 buttons on it, and the one you hit it, and like the armor goes down your arm, and then the other one's like but only has 2 darts, so like it's pretty quick before you have to go like find the darts.
Right.
Like
unless you buy extra darts.
I guess, yeah. And I mean it's only like $6 now, so you could buy like a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So I did notice though. So the only Marvel things left, and we've gotten most of them over the last couple times we've gone because they're so cheap now, are like toys that are admittedly shitty toys. Like there was like a Spider-Man that Sam really wanted, but it was like the wingsuit Spider-Man, but the mesh that makes up his suit breaks if you like look at it. So like most of them are already broken in the store. So it's like the shittiest toy, but it was like super cheap, so we got it. And then the Iron Man shooter that like is, I mean, it's cool, but like, I mean, I wouldn't have paid like $30 for whatever the hell originally it was. But anyway, so we went in now, and like literally half the stores, they just have a yellow tape down the middle of the store, and they just condensed everything into like the half of like everything that's left. They like just as they sell stuff, they just close off that section basically. That's what I was gonna say. So only a couple Marvel things left. Whole aisle, the whole DC aisle is untouched.
Really?
It's all still there. If you're a Batman, Wonder Woman, like Superman fan, all the shit's like you can get it all super cheap right now. No one's bought any of it. I don't know. I don't know why I'm such like a Marvel fanboy thing now, but it really I don't know why I enjoy the fact that like no one cares about any of the DC stuff.
Yeah,
I think it's like I never liked Batman. I don't know.
We've talked about it on several podcasts.
Yeah.
About how the difference, but I think my brother texted me. He's like, I gotta use your bathroom, and now like the studio smells like crap.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I don't have the window open, but
No. Usually I have it cracked open,
Yeah.
which means that somebody came in here and shut it all away.
Yeah.
Because I usually always have it cracked open because I like that fresh air in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
So that was like my day, and then like the night was we watched Thor Ragnarok. We finally finished all the Thors, and and Sam's more excited for the Hulk, because he's Spider-Man. He calls me the Hulk. So we're like we're almost to that part of the movie where like Thor fights the Hulk, and Sam falls asleep. So I like shake him, like, Sam's about to fight the Hulk, and Sam like sits up and he points, screams like, "Oh, it's the Hulk!" And then he like literally midpoint slumps back over and is like sound asleep again.
I know you hate like things that everybody likes.
Yeah,
because that's you.
Yeah.
But how good was that one supporting character, the rock monster?
He was awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I would have been like mad at you.
He's probably still alive, is the theory.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It means
Because
a rock monster.
Because Thor said when in the Infinity Wars that half of the people on the ship were killed.
Right.
And we don't see the body of the rock monster or the Valkyrie or anybody. So the
right.
theory
the
is that they
Valkyrie's
escaped.
definitely coming back.
Yeah.
Because Tessa Thompson's so good looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's so good. He's so good in the movie.
He's awesome.
That's the.
I love when he calls him New Doug. You're just like Doug. You're New Doug.
Hey, New Doug. Yeah.
So he's awesome.
That's
and then,
the what's it called? The director.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's awesome. The fight scene's awesome. He had the best line, and I actually missed it, but Kelly like cracked up laughing. She told me what it was. When they're like really battling hard, and then like Thor says the Hulk like, "Oh, you're embarrassing me. I told them we were friends."
Yeah. Yeah.
But so that's really good. But then so we're kind of jerks because then it was really funny when Sam did it. So then Kelly wanted to record it. So like I woke up again and he did the same exact thing, but then her phone didn't work right. So I did it a third time.
Yeah.
He did the same thing every time. He like pointed and then slumped over.
Yeah.
So it was definitely borderline child abuse.
Yeah. That's still pretty funny.
But we wanted to get it on video.
Yeah. That sounds great.
But then he was like, so I didn't know if he was gonna wake up a little bit, so I just kept him downstairs till the movie was over. And I'm carrying him upstairs, and he opens his eyes, and like as we're walking steps, he goes, "Hulk," and I'm like, "What's Spider-Man?" He goes, "Hulk," and then he like passes back out again. But then I put him in bed, and he lays down, and I don't know if I can get this across in the podcast, but he lays down, and he's like sound asleep, but he has one eye wide open. So I like go and I like put his eyeball back down, and then he like does this whole head thing and like wipes his eyes, and then he lays back down and he opens his one eyeball again. Yeah. And he did it, I was in there for 15 minutes. He did it 5 times in a row. I don't know what the hell he was like dreaming about, but like he was not shutting that eye.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I assumed he would shut it eventually, but like it feels weird to leave him sleeping there with one eye wide open.
Well, your brain just shuts your eye down anyway.
Yeah, I mean it's eventually, but I like waited a couple minutes between times, and he wasn't closing it.
Yeah. Something I was explaining to someone about sleep because they couldn't wake me up.
Yeah.
Like I was like,
do you have like sleep paralysis? I
sometimes I get it,
yeah.
But it wasn't. I don't think it was that. It's just I was like, yeah, when you're asleep, like your sense of smell, your sense of hearing, your sight, your pain receptors, like everything shuts. Like your body like goes into like sleep mode, like literally like a computer. Like everything shuts off except for your heart, brain, and lungs. Like or your organs and everything. But most of your senses shut down. No, they don't. And then they looked it up. They're like, oh wow, yeah, it does. Yeah. It's like your body doesn't. Your body is like retaining the like trying to get back that energy, so it's not using
the base stuff. I think you keep like the really like vestigial or whatever that word is, like like if there was like smoke, like might wake you up.
Right. What's it called? And then the same person, they were arguing with me. Like my degree's in psychology, so you kind of learn about this, and they're like, there's multiple theories of why you sleep, but no one really knows why you have to sleep. And I go, they know exactly why you sleep. Yeah, but there's so many theories. And I go, no, it's one accepted theory that's broken apart. That's why everybody gets confused. Like the theory's broken down in like 30 reasons of why we sleep. Like and like each one is like a dissertation of why we sleep. And it's like, oh no, well one person says we sleep because of this, and another said no, it's all part of the same theory. Like it's called the sleep theory
Yeah.
of why we sleep. Well, it's just a theory. Well, it's like the theory of gravity.
Yeah. I mean,
disprove it. You can't.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I thought. Yeah, I didn't know as much about it. I thought that we were still sort of unsure.
Well, it's one of those things like this is the best evidence we have, and it's been studied and studied and studied and studied, and like the results are always the same.
How do you feel about dark matter? Because I think it's probably going to be proven to be bullshit in the future.
What, dark matter?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because just think about how weird it sounds, right? I mean, because I guess go back to like when we thought like disease was like caused by like bad air or like spirits or shit like
right.
that, like I don't know, like or like when we thought that like light was moving through some sort of ether, and that's like that it just sounds so much like those things.
Explain dark matter again.
So dark matter,
because for a second I'm just thinking of antimatter, which is a real thing.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
So dark matter is the idea that if you look at all the stuff in the universe, like all the matter that we can see, it doesn't account for the majority of the gravity effects we see. So the idea is that there must be some matter or something that's like undetectable, that's totally different from what we can see as like normal like baryonic matter, that is what we experience in everyday life. So either matter or antimatter, whichever. It's like a totally different stuff that's like emitting gravity waves and causing effects on the universe. And then there's like dark energy, which is supposed to be the opposite of dark matter, which causes like the universe to expand more, versus like dark matter, which causes gravity for it to like things to contract more. But I mean, that really sounds like we just don't know what the hell we're talking about, because like literally like no one has any idea what dark matter is. It's just that it's not anything else. But like, I mean, that just sounds so much like the whole like ether thing or like bad air thing. Like it's just like, oh, this is caused by something we don't know about.
Well,
I don't know.
I think, just my opinion, I think right now from hearing it and like kind of remembering about it from different, scientific journals or whatever, like, Nat Geo or whatever, it really sounds like there's something missing in translation. The way scientists, in layman's term, explain it.
Yeah.
And like,
no,
what
I'm
you
pretty
know.
sure that's all we know about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm like, and I'm obviously not a physicist, but like, I feel like it's something I've been interested in for years. And like, I mean, it's probably the one thing I've read like a few books on, which is not extensive, but like more than anything else I've really looked into.
Right.
It's more books than I've read on medicine like in the last few years. So I mean, I've never seen any more of an explanation of it than that. Even like in like, like from like science popularizers that like try to like simplify and explain some of that stuff. It's just basically like there's stuff out there that we don't know about. Now, I mean, there's a lot of theories about it that are like way more in depth. Like string theory tries to explain it, that like there's actually more than the dimensions we know about. So some of the gravity abnormalities we see are related to other dimensions sort of affecting our universe.
Which scared, like that just made my stomach hurt. Like that's kind of scary.
So for me though, like or that there could be other parallel universes are having an effect on us, which I think the parallel universe theory is like really hopeful theory, because right now the theory on the end of the universe that's most prevalent from what we know of dark matter and dark energy is that the sort of dark energy and inflation will win, and eventually the universe will just burn out and there will be nothing left at all. So there's no eternity, like there can be no like religion, like eternity idea, because essentially the universe will just be a uniform sea of photons that then break down into actually nothing, as even like the dark holes and stuff dissipate away from like Hawking radiation and stuff. So eventually there'll be nothing is like the current theory. So at least if there were like parallel universes, then you'd have still something would exist somewhere.
Yeah, if there was a dimension, it's sort of like, I guess it's an old parable or a science parable, and don't quote me on it. It's like the being that sees in one dimension
Yeah.
can't understand the two-dimension being.
That's sort of the
And
idea.
it's
Yeah.
like if there's a fourth, I guess they say the fourth dimension is time. So I guess if there's a fifth dimension,
Yeah.
we could never understand it anyway, because
Well,
our
yeah.
that's the thing. Like it's sort of like those mantis shrimp that
Mm.
have four cones in their eyes.
Yeah.
They see colors we couldn't even understand.
Yeah, that's the problem with some of this stuff is that there's probably stuff that's unknowable. Like, I feel like we talked about this one point before, but essentially anything that happened before the Big Bang is unknowable because we can extrapolate back to the Big Bang, but then there's no way to know what happened before that.
Well, you can't measure it.
Yeah,
We can measure in time
Yeah,
the Big Bang.
but we can't measure before time. And like if there's, if there are, yeah, except if there are other dimensions, there's no way that we could ever know them. I mean, we can find evidence of them. Like we probably, I mean, from, and string theory is one of those things that even like an interested layman can't really understand at all. So,
Yeah.
so I can explain to you in any way. But I mean, even that, I mean, supposedly there's some evidence for it, but like, how it could ever be totally proven? I mean, it really can't be.
Right.
I don't know. But yeah, so dark matter sounds like bullshit.
Yeah.
Um,
It's along the lines of I told you like how I'm agnostic and why.
mhm.
Like you know what agnostic is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sort of along those lines, and I heard like like a theory about like God and the devil, where something could be lost in translation, where the Dead Sea Scrolls like talking about like God could be like the love and joy in the world,
Mhm.
where the devil is the pain and depression in the world.
Be more a metaphor, and like these ancient people are like, you fucking morons.
Yeah, like that. Like there isn't the being is nature.
Yeah.
And like those feelings are the gods, that's like the theory, like there could be something there lost in translation where we'll never know because the people that believe that,
Yeah.
some guy down the line went fanatic about it.
Yeah. Well, it could be that. I mean, there's always, I mean, I don't think the ancient alien idea is like that crazy. I mean, we don't have any evidence of it, but we really wouldn't. It's the only thing we really wouldn't know. Like if there were some civilization that existed like 50 or 100,000 years ago, like there really would be, you see, how hard it is to find stuff from a few thousand years ago. If there was a whole civilization 100,000 years ago, or some intelligent something that came down like 20,000 years ago, I mean, we just wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Prehistory gets so fuzzy.
Well, like there's a theory out there now that the Sphinx
Mm.
is over 10,000 years old
Okay.
because the water levels
Yeah.
are like the water etching in the bottom,
Yeah.
like that. There has been water like that in the Nile Valley for
Mhm.
10,000 years.
Hmm.
So like that's the theory. And then
Yeah.
there's another, and there's like evidence that the like 10,000 years ago there was such a catastrophic thing. I forget, it's like 10,000 or 18,000.
Yeah. Well, there's Ice Age.
Yeah, there's a catastrophic like volcano that blew up,
Yeah.
and it killed almost everyone. There was only 40 mating pairs
Yeah.
of humans,
Yeah.
and that's who we come from.
Yeah.
It's like, so what about the humans before that? That was 10 or 18,000 years ago. What about the humans that we know about from 100,000 years ago? What did they have in their civilization?
Yeah. Like if something like that happened now, 10,000 years from now, people would see a very different representation of like than what we are now. I listened to this video that's really interesting. So it's this guy, so it's Trey the Explainer is his YouTube channel. And one of his things that he's like kind of fascinated with is like these people that think that like he's kind of fascinated with disproving creationists. Which is like just a stupid thing anyway, because obviously it's whatever, it's stupid. But his thing is he like likes to look at all the people that try to say that like, that say that like dinosaurs and people existed at the same time, or like that they were like put there as like to like just fool people later on, like test their faith or whatever. One interesting video was like people were saying that that people in Stegosauruses were around at the same time, because there's this temple in like the middle of the jungle in South America that looks like it has a Stegosaurus on it. And like obviously people from like thousands of years ago that built this temple wouldn't have known what a Stegosaurus was, because we didn't have the fossil evidence like the last 100 years or whatever. But then he like found like literally just other pictures from that temple, and it's super clear it's a lizard with a leaf behind it. Because there's all these other things that are like it's like a cat with a leaf behind it, and something else with a leaf behind it. So it was like funny like how simple it was once you like just like pull the picture back a little bit.
Right.
But like people like legitimately trying to use that to argue that like people and dinosaurs exist at the same time.
It's all about perspective.
Yeah. But he had one that was really interesting, and it was basically what's the Leviathan? And there's 4 separate references to the Leviathan in the Bible, like from 4 like pretty different like time period books, and all of the references are basically like made from the perspective of like you already know what the Leviathan is, so it's just talking about it. The one is like when God's talking to the longest one, God's talking to Job, and he's like basically saying about like how much more powerful God is. He's like, oh, could you do this to the Leviathan? Basically, the whole thing is like the Leviathan would kick your ass, but I'm God, so I could do all these things to the Leviathan if I wanted to. And then there's one. It was like, oh, God created this, God created that, God created that Leviathan. Like it's literally just thrown in there. Yeah. But it's like really weird thing. And it's just one of those things that's like, that's like from different religions. Like he compared it to like Jormungandr from like the Norse religion and stuff, and like a bunch of other like ancient serpents.
Yeah, it's just a placeholder.
Yeah,
that's all it is. It's a placeholder for the worst thing possible.
Yeah,
that's it's not that hard. Just like I know what you're talking about, but like just a normal person, like if you explain that to a person, they should immediately think that that's a placeholder for the worst thing you could think of.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's another one of those things. Like, what if there was just a giant sea snake that's just dead now, and it really hasn't existed for because this was written 10,000 years ago, and they were like, the Leviathan, like so what? So like, what if there was something like that, and now it's just been gone for so long. There's just no trace of it anymore.
You know what I think. You know what I think. One of the coolest scenes ever in a terrible movie.
Yeah.
It's Alien vs Predator. Yeah. They go to a temple and they're like, this is Mayan, this is Egyptian, and this is another. They all. It's like it has all the architecture from all 3 like the major pyramid cultures.
Yeah.
And like, but the thing is, it's all it was the aliens giving their technology to the different cultures around, or the predators giving their technology to the different cultures around the world. And so they built one massive one with all the technology.
Okay.
Like it's not even that it's the technology, it's just the building materials that they had in the area. That's why they're different. And then the ancient alien thing about dragons, like different cultures, like ancient cultures, they all have dragons, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, that's sort of like the I don't know, like the very ancient history thing. That's sort of like I feel like I bring up Mass Effect like from now and then, and it's like sort of like that. The idea that you had this protean race that was 50,000 years ago or however long it was ago, and they find like they started to find protean ruins. In the future, and that's what leads them to like intergalactic galactic civilization, like other galactic civilizations. But I mean the same thing, like what if there was an advanced species 50,000 years ago, like we just wouldn't know, or like what if, I think I've said this before, I think about this sometimes, what if there was an advanced civilization on Venus? We would never know. Like it could have been 1 billion years ago, there could have been something there.
Yeah, the building material could have been something like sandstone.
No, even for advanced materials, like we can't see down there now, and
no, I just meant on Earth.
Oh yeah, well, true, yeah. I don't know, but even if it was something like on like, I think, because like Venus is supposedly more like Earth, like in the past. What if it was like 500 million years ago? They had like cities like we have now. Like those would be 100% gone in that, like in this time frame.
Yeah, and then what's it called? Like. It's the best example of what you're trying to say is the Romans had concrete, and then for 1,000 years the recipe was lost.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I was listening to something today. I don't have much to say about it. It wasn't that interesting, but it was like It was like how they prepared meals in like the Roman army. I thought it was. I always think that everyday life stuff's interesting because it's like, again, I think it's it's so close to what we still do nowadays. I don't know, like it wasn't really that much different.
Right.
But,
Hardtack.
Yeah, yeah. So then I didn't even talk about like the main thing that I did all weekend. Although I have one more funny Sam story before this. So from when Sam was, so I feel like there's two types of people in the world. There's people that feel like kids cursing is funny. There's people that feel like kids cursing is wrong. We're like somewhere in the middle because like was like from when Sam was like really little before he could really talk. Like we told him like the word bullshit. We didn't really teach him any other curses. I don't know why we found that one funny, but like I feel like a kid saying like fuck or something like is not. I don't find that funny for whatever reason. But like bullshit was funny. Maybe it's like a mild curse, so it's just funny to hear a little kid say it.
Well, I think it's a like for people like us, and we look, we think the same when it comes to that. It's like when they're doing it because they're trashy like their parents, or they do it because they overheard their parents saying it.
Yeah. So then So we sort of taught Sam that, but but then we might have gone a little too long because like once they can actually talk, then you have to stop doing it. So he definitely knows what the word means, as evidenced by this is like over a year ago. He definitely must have said a curse to someone like in school or something that like he probably learned from us, because then I don't remember why we thought this, but we asked him like, oh Sam, did you get in trouble for cursing at school or something? And then Sam like looks dead in the eye and said, cursing is bad. Cursing is bullshit.
And you're like, yep.
Yeah. So that's like the one word he legitimately knows what it means curse wise. And I mean, he doesn't go around saying, like, he almost never says it, but I think it was just on his mind because we were at a thing yesterday morning, which I'll talk about, and we're leaving, and he always argues with Cool Brittany, because she always says she's going to be his mom, and then Sam says she's not his mom, and then tells her all the people in his family that's not her, and then just randomly tells her that she's not his friend, just out of nowhere. I'll just be like, you're not my friend. I wasn't even talking to you. So she was saying something that was like bullshit, and so we like said to Sam, like, Sam, tell Brittany she's talking bullshit. And Sam's like, you're bullshit. Yeah. So I think it was just in his head then. So we're in the car driving. And so Laura had changed her Facebook profile picture to her and Sam from graduation, and it was clearly a picture I took, and like they were laughing. So then Kelly was like, you just what girl funny at the graduation is like just tell Laura all these jokes apparently. And I was like, honestly,
now you're in trouble.
Yeah, I was like, honestly, it was probably something Sam did, I'm sure, But then so we're in the car and we're driving. And Kelly, and it's just me, her, and Sam in the car. She turned to Sam. She's like, "Hey, Sam, was Daddy like real funny at your graduation?" And then Sam was like, "No, I was just graduating." That's like what he said. And then she was like, "No, Sam, like after the graduation, it was like you, Daddy, and Mommy outside. Was like Daddy telling a lot of jokes?" And then Sam was like, "No." And then Kelly was like, "Oh, Sam, you're real like." She said like, "Oh, Sam, you're real like bros before hoes." And then Sam was like, "No, it's bullshit." So we got to the mall. I'm like, I really need to buy Sam a present for his general bros before hoes attitude that he's got going on right now.
Yeah. Were you telling funny jokes?
I don't think so. I really don't remember. I mean, I feel like I'm always funny, but I don't remember anything in particular. It probably was like, trying to take a picture and Sam did something like funny or something.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it just seems like when you're together, like it's just civil.
Yeah.
It's civil at best.
Yeah.
Which is the best way,
Yeah.
Well, the money that you pay for child support, it's got to be civil.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to pay for civility. But yeah, I mean, it's always fine. I don't know.
So,
but yeah, I don't know. What's our?
We're at an hour.
Oh, I mean,
hour 3.
Yeah, I mean, all the stuff I talked about was really the same stuff I talked about last year. I feel like you're going to listen to it, though, so I'm going to talk about it.
All
again.
right.
But I mean, it's fine. We can. I don't think it's that.
Okay.
It's really that interesting.
All right. Well, that's it for this week's Whole Week Costa. Thanks for listening. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel.